You're watching KRQE News 13 on Fox, New Mexico.
This month marks the 100th anniversary of the landmark Indian Citizenship Act, which granted citizenship to all native-born, non-citizen indigenous people. Now, during its centennial, it is getting renewed attention. With us this morning to tell us more about the act and its impact is none other than celebrity historian Raffi Andonian. Raffi, we were just talking. It feels like it's been forever since we've seen you. Welcome back.
100th anniversary of me coming back too, right?
Yeah, right.
And look, real quick, that for the 100th anniversary was really cool, is that now, if you go get the $1 coin that the U.S. Mint puts out, the gold coin, you will find, of course, on the head side, Sacagawea. Sacagawea, of course, one of the most historic, tribal people ever, helping lead Lewis and Clark. But on the tail side, for this year only, in 2024, for the 100th anniversary, is a symbol that helps memorialize the Indian Citizenship Act of 1924, which is the 100th anniversary this month, as you mentioned. And on that side, you will find the eagle staff, which is often a symbol for trust and respect for the American Indian groups, and the U.S. flag connected to each other. You're seeing a zoom up of it right there. And that is designed to talk about the dual citizenship that the Indian Citizenship Act was able to usher in. So it's happening right now and in your pocket, and you can check it out.
And we were just talking a little bit earlier about this $500 note that is old and worth a ton of money. So who knows, maybe one of these days, one of these coins will be. Yep. Tell us a little bit about the Indian Citizenship Act, Raffi.
So what the law actually does is that it establishes birthright citizenship for American Indian peoples. Now that's really important because in the past, you did not have that for the prior 150 years or so of U.S. history. And so birthright citizenship means they get right of citizenship at birth, and very importantly, they can keep dual citizenship, because there were some citizenship programs in the past, but they would have to give up their tribal citizenship to join U.S. citizenship. Now you didn't have to do that, and you can also hang on to communal properties instead of having to convert over to private property. So it really opened the door quite a bit and changed a lot. It settled that debate that had been going on for more than a century prior. It started a little bit because World War I, there were many American Indians that contributed to the World War I cause, and it was seen as a gift to maybe some veterans, or not a gift, but a reward for their, the work that they did, the sacrifice they did. But then from that conversation, it expanded into the 1924 Act. Now, what's interesting, if you look back on the background a little bit, is that in the U.S. Constitution, you may not realize this, but you should look it up. In the U.S. Constitution, you have this term, Indians not taxed, and they were specifically excluded from citizenship from the origin days of the United States. And the Dred Scott decision that we think of, that was, a decision that upheld slavery and denied black rights, funny enough, actually also, though, provided a path to citizenship for tribal peoples. But that was quickly, kind of wiped out with the Civil War and the 14th Amendment, which was about citizenship, and it put that Indians not taxed phrase in there again, and that ended up applying to more than 90% of tribal populations at the time. So American Indians didn't really have a way to get citizenship until the Dawes Act in the 1880s, which we often think of. But here's the thing with the Dawes Act, like we were just talking about, and some of the prior efforts. In that case, you had to give up your tribal citizenship, give up communal property, get private property, and when that happened, is the United States government thought, well, all that communal property that wasn't used is excess surplus property, and began to sell it off. And that's how we lost more than 2/3 of more than 100 million acres that were tribal lands prior to the Dawes Act. That disappeared and were no longer tribal land that we're talking about. So that's why this act is so important to help change that.
Very cool. Raffi, where can we go for more information on you and on the act?
On me, you can go to celebrityhistorian.com or raffisregulars.com, which is where I have tours. And on where I would start for the act, actually, is I would start at the U.S. Mint website. You go to usmint.gov, you'll find these coins where they have a little summary of the act, and then you can jump off from there. That's a simple place to go and begin.
Awesome. Thanks, Raffi. You can also find all his information on our website, always on krqe.com. We'll be right back.